January 2016, and Uganda were preparing for elections, so the children had an extended holiday. We made a giant Ludo board. We made folding tables in the hut and carved in drafts and snakes and ladder boards for the children to play with. Our first job was to finish the chicken house we'd started last year, and everybody helped. We also found 5 volunteers for a board to govern the home. Their first job was to counsel the children before some of them left for boarding school, then to look for new children to come into the home. This, believe it or not, is a local church, and they helped to spread the word so that we could find new children. Meanwhile, soldiers started filling cracks in the ceiling and plastering the walls whilst the children were away. Some of the rooms didn't even have ceilings, which meant rats could enter at night. So we started work putting in new ceilings, putting in wooden framework, wire mesh and concreting the ceilings. And then plastering them. Some of the floors needed concreting and the walls plastering. Then, as word started to spread from the church, children started to arrive. We visited them in their homes, and we went to local schools. Some of the schools were still under repair. Soldier Man continued plastering, and we got our first chicks. Next, we started decorating the rooms. Aunt was delighted with her new room and no rats, and children still continued to come. It soon became apparent that there was a big demand. Many of the children had lost a parent or both parents and were living with their grandparents, but they all benefited from being together. Friends of Ebenezer Children's Home, or FOCH, is becoming an independent charity. It will continue to support Ebenezer Children's Home through the Ugandan Orphanage Relief Fund, through existing sponsors and by finding sponsors for every new child coming into the home. We'll also keep helping the home become more self-sustaining and improving facilities. But FOCH will also start to get sponsors for those children who should stay with their families in their local community, helping those children who have lost both their parents but live with their grandparent who they help by gardening and fetching water, helping those children who have lost a parent and their remaining parent is too ill to work, or even by helping the remaining parent who can work get back to work, but ultimately keeping them together. So with a simple new program, a motorbike, a manager, a social worker and a bookkeeper, FOCH will pay school fees and requirements directly to local schools. They will receive reports from the local schools. There will be home visits by the social worker to make sure that the children are properly cared for, all overseen by our local board. This will not only help children get back to school, but it will also help local schools and in turn their community. And importantly, should a child need to come into the home permanently, we will be aware of them and able to bring them into the home. But more than this, FOCH hopes to make this program as self-supporting as possible by creating social businesses in Uganda which will help support those children who need education.